you want to get high, man?
Let's do it tonight.
Get up, Chucky!
What have we got here? A fucking comedian.
Rojan Kim.
Hello. Welcome to the Rojan Kim cast. It's me, Rojan Kim. Thank you so much for giving me your eyeballs and earballs this very moment in time. I don't know if you heard, but there was an election in the U.S. Did you guys hear about that? I don't know if it was might have flown under the radar, but yes, Trump has won. Trump has won the second presidency. That's all I need to say, right? Like everything else, it's being talked about constantly. And I guess in some ways rightfully so, because it's exciting in some ways to see Trump back in office. It's exciting to see everybody melting down. My favorite part of Trump is the reactions, both positive and negative, that the man gets. I think it's uniquely American and historical. When's the last time we saw something like this? It's been, I don't know, like Andrew Jackson, right? Andrew Jackson, when he got into office, he threw a party, right, and invited regular people over into the White House, and there was rabble everywhere, right? And there was some kind of decorum thing where you couldn't ask anyone to leave the White House. So then they said, hey, everybody, we got kegs on the lawn. And everybody went, yay. And they went out there, and then they just locked the doors on them. I mean, that I feel, of course, my grasp of American history probably isn't as complete as it should be. So there could have been other presidents that were just as wild. But this is, I feel lucky. I feel lucky that I'm born. I was born when I was, and I get to witness this when I do, and I get to die before it gets too crazy for comprehension. Which, I mean, let's be honest, it's already here. It's already here. Either way, I'm having a great time. It's like George Carlin said, right? He's got tickets to the freak show, and he's got front row seats. Yeah, it's like we're on the precipice of a roller coaster. It's like when we were at Rome. Rome hit its like height, and then it just like fell, right? And I feel like we're right there, right? I think the peak was around the year 2000, or maybe 1999, maybe something like that. I feel like the movie The Matrix is the height of American cinema. I just say that jokingly, but I just mean that in terms of the 90s to me was, I was a teen in the 90s, and growing up in the 90s, it was like DJ culture. Literal DJs with turntables and whatever, but I also just mean the idea of it's like a cut and paste culture. Look at Quentin Tarantino movies, right? They're actually pieces of other movies, homages to different movies, right? But then he puts them together. It's just sort of like a DJ might build a set. So art was sort of referential, self-referential, referential. I guess everything is self-referential now. I mean, look at me. I'm talking into a camera about my ridiculous thoughts with the narcissistic presumption that anybody wants to listen. I mean, like, who would possibly want to listen to this with the amount of entertainment that's out there, with the amount, there's phones. You have something right at the tip of your fingertips that is infinitely more entertaining than this. Yet somehow you're here. So if you're here, I salute you. Thank you for being here. Somehow you'd rather do this, which listen, wouldn't we all rather be doing something else? Isn't it going to be great when the Neuralink comes and we have not a chip, but just some kind of integrated model? I think the chip is like the brick phone, or the rotary, like, hello, remember one of those where you do this to work the phone for some reason, and then you pick up the thing, and it's like hello. It's one of those. That's what Neuralink is right now. It's like a physical chip in some guy's brain. It's gonna be wilder than that. It's gonna be nanobots at the least. It might be something I can't even think of, something that hasn't been invented. I have no idea of what I don't know, but what could be possible is little nanobots, right? Little nanobots they could put inside you. I don't even think they'll have to inject them at some point. They could probably just put them into the air, have you breathe them in. Maybe you could do a line or something. You just do lines of nanobots. Yeah, I feel my brain connecting to the internet. Like you could do a line, and the nanobots rush up into, like up here, like just like Coke would, crosses the blood-brain barrier, starts hooking up to your brain, augmenting itself, and then it forms the chip inside of you. So they don't have to like open you up, put a chip in, and see if you're gonna heal okay or anything like that. It's like, oh, is he okay? I mean, because I'm sure. Okay, there's one guy with a Neuralink in right now, the paralyzed guy. Apparently he's doing great. He was on Joe Rogan. He's got his own podcast now, I heard, and it's blowing everybody out of the water. I think that the Neuralink, it's going to get, of course, more advanced. And at some point will be, maybe it'll move on to a pill, I feel it'll just get less and less invasive. So the most invasive is for them to open your brain up, right, with a saw. Like a zzz, like open your, or whatever it is they have to do to get through that skull, right? Get into that tissue and just get in there. I guess soon they'll be able to do it without you having to do that. I think doing a line might be next, or, intravenous or something like that, but even intravenous, how long is that going to take to get to your brain? I think the line, you just do a line of it, or maybe you could vape it or something. Just feels like a faster way of getting into the brain. That's just me. Maybe IV is the best, I've never done IV drugs, so I don't know, but from what I've seen on, like Pulp Fiction, in Quentin Tarantino movies, when they slam heroin, it seems to be pretty quick. So maybe it is pretty quick, maybe it's just instantly. Anyways, they just got to get it in there, you see. Just the least invasive, the better. So maybe it could be just a little spray. It could be whatever. Gets in there, right? Makes a little chip, hooks you up to the Wi-Fi, the Starlink or whatever, and then you're online, man. You're online in your brain. You're online in your brain, and now you can get politics all the time. Like politics, just when you're sleeping and when you're dreaming, political ads will play, right? And it's just like Kamala Harris. You're just like dreaming. You're like naked. You're at school, high school for some reason again, and everybody's pointing at you and laughing. Ha 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 ha. And you turn around and run, and then suddenly it's just a picture of Kamala Harris also laughing, cackling at you, and you're just like, nah, vote Harris. That's possible. I was just thinking like, wow, that would be messed up. That'd be messed up if you just got ads in your dreams. You started just putting ads in. You had to pay for a subscription service. Like if you're rich, you could pay for a service where you get ad-free dreams. Now your dreams are ad-free. They're still, of course, recording them and using them against you, training the algorithm on your dreams just so it knows your subconscious, and it knows what to pitch you, it knows what to get at. What to start sliding in your algorithm when you're online, right? And by online, I guess it's something like this. You're like, he's got to see this. Okay, like that's what it's gonna be, and it's all gonna be in your brain. Wow, what a terrifying future that is, huh? Nanomachines in your brain, making us all hooked online. I mean, it is in a way like the Matrix, except we're not providing electricity. It's like we're providing attention. We're providing taps, like clicks. We're providing, it's like where does the attention go? Where does the attention go so that we know what people are interested in? Which is kind of a weird way to make culture. I mean, in some ways it's understandable because obviously cultural things are, it's just like a consensus, right? We all agree on a language, on an alphabet, right? We have consensus on that. Can't have just like one guy coming up with his own alphabet and being like, why can't you understand me? Like you can't complain that nobody understands him because he's the only one who has his own alphabet. Like Jimmy invented his own alphabet. He's been writing everyone letters for days. No one can understand them. No one can. He put out a cipher, so you could decode what he's writing, but it's just no one wants to put in that work. No one wants. Somehow he got a keyboard, like an app or something, where now he's texting me in his own language, in his own alphabet. It's still English. That's the other thing. It's still English. He doesn't speak a different language. He just writes in a completely different alphabet. And we're all supposed to go along with that. We're all supposed to go along with that. It's a little bit kind of like what the gender stuff, transgender stuff is about, like, or just the compulsion. You know, the thing Jordan Peterson got famous for. He was just like, I will not use your pronouns. I will not use your pronouns because the pronouns are archetypes, you see. And so you can't just merely shake off the archetypes just because you compel me to. Something like that. I don't know. That was not my best Jordan Peterson. I should work on it. I should work on these impressions. I'm so lazy. I should be doing more Jordan Petersons. So Reggie, why you not do the Jordan Peterson? I've been trying, but essentially the pain that I'm going through it's existential in nature. That is bullshit. You are not doing enough of Jordan Peterson. All right. That should be the podcast. That's it. Okay. Thanks everybody for listening to the Rojan Kimcast. Politics. It's crazy. It's crazy how, look, the election's over. It's going to be, midterms are coming up. Okay? You better lock in for those midterms. You better mobilize. We got to win this thing again. We got to have another tsunami, red wave, red dawn, red, just any, whatever you can think of. Okay? Lady in red, whatever red named things. Simply Red. Okay. Red Dead Redemption. It's coming. Okay? 2 years from now. That's not that far away. That's only 830 days from now, okay? And every single day that ticks by is the day we have to continually push out the message, right? Push out the message. Take back our country and let's do it. Right? It doesn't matter what side you're on because we need both sides, honestly, or else there's no real fight, no real anything going on, right? Then it's the illusion we have of choice. That's why, if we only had one party and then they just kept putting out ads, I just feel like, what? You have no competition, so it's just this is just propaganda. Like, there's no other alternative, right? But if you present an alternative, like a Coke and Pepsi type thing, then it feels like, oh yeah, there's an option, man. It's not propaganda. It's like, it's advertising. It's marketing. They're just trying to get your eyeballs, right? Your earballs. They're just trying to get your hearts and minds. They're just trying to get you to vote. Just be cool, man. Just be cool. Come over to our side. Okay. Don't look behind the curtain to realize that our side is their side. 2, that we're all being funded and controlled by similar people. Don't look at that part. Look at the front part. Don't look at Vince McMahon. Don't look at Vince McMahon back there paying both wrestlers and going over the scripts with them. Don't look at that. Look at the wrestling. It's all about the wrestling, don't you see? It's the performance. Is the outcome predetermined? We should ask Vince, all right? And then Vince McMahon comes out and wrestles himself. He's just out in the ring wrestling. And you're like, all right, okay, well, this can't be fake. This can't be. And even if it is, he's in there. He's getting body slammed. This is real enough. Which some people think is what happened when Trump was, shot at. They think that was like a Vince McMahon move where he's like put himself into the thing. But at the same time, is it really? It's hard to know. It's totally plausible that it was a completely legitimate thing. Totally plausible that the whole thing was manufactured. I don't know, man. I don't know. We live in the age of deepfakes, AI. There's no way of knowing what's what anymore. You understand? There's no way of knowing what's what except for the midterm being less than 2 years away. Okay? It's less than 2 years away. Did I say 830? It's less than that, man. It's 825 or something for sure. 825 days that you will never get back. Days that the enemy could use to get one step closer to the seat of power. Finger on the button. Do you want those liberals with their finger on the button? Do you want that? Do you want that? That's why we need more ads. We need more politics. I think that should be just nonstop politics. Politics all the time. Politics when you're in the bathroom, okay? When you're going to the bathroom, there should be a little ad playing right there, right in front. There's going to be a screen, an ad, so that there's no, they should tattoo slogans underneath your eyelids so that when you go to sleep, you just see them, all right? Or release the nanobots and have all the entire U.S. population infected with these nanobots and then hooked onto Starlink and then just pump ads into their brains. Just pump the ads into their brains. I feel like it's a little unhinged. Okay, that's a little unhinged. That's a little unhinged, all right? Speaking of unhinged, I do think part of what is fun about this post-election afterglow / trauma dump, just is just sort of the people are either super happy, like they're really happy, or they're melting down, crying. How could you do? I mean, the internet's filled with them. Christina Applegate had this tweet. She would, okay, let's see. Here we go. Oh, here. Okay, Christina Applegate apologizes for anti-angry Trump rant, but says, I'm still reeling and sobbing. Okay. She wrote on X, why? Give me your reasons why. My child is sobbing because her rights as a woman may be taken away. Why? And if you disagree, please unfollow me. Here's Christina Applegate with her child. What is she telling this poor girl? Like, what is she's telling her about abortions? She's telling her teenage daughter, whoa, what happened? Oh, she's 52. Okay. Wow. Okay, that's oh, here are the tweets. Oh, yeah. Okay, so yeah, my child is sobbing. I'm still reeling and sobbing, but I'm not angry anymore. Just going to go back to my bubble and watch a fuck ton of Bravo shows. So peace to all. I suggest you do the same. Very soothing. And then, of course, I saw that tweet too, and I was like, my child is crying because she may not be able to kill my grandchild. It's a pretty wild take, which is what I gotta. I mean, that's what the ads on the other side. I want to say the other side. Like, I honestly, all right. I didn't vote. All right. I didn't vote mostly because I forgot to register to vote, and I still registered to vote in California. But either way, I lived in California where my vote didn't matter, and in Montana, my vote's not going to matter. Okay. And honestly, I don't think it does. I do think it is the better outcome that Trump won. I did vote for Trump before. I just didn't have my shit together, man. I didn't care. But he won. So let's see what happens, whatever. The tweet is gone. She deleted the tweet. I guess she had regret. She was regretful. She just felt really bad, man. She just felt really bad. Had to go on to Twitter and just tell the world how she felt. And she's a parent. She's parenting her daughter about politics, I guess. Right, just telling her that if Donald Trump wins, you're not going to be able to have an abortion. Okay, you're not going to be able to have an abortion, and that's all I want for you, which is the craziest thing. There are these ads of the guys who are looking at their daughter like, I fear for the future with my little baby girl. My little baby girl can't kill my grandchild. Like, my little baby girl gets knocked up. She's gonna get knocked up. She get raw dogged and cream pied and knocked up, and then she won't be able to go get an abortion. I'm so sad. I'm so sad about that, which is wild. That's just crazy. It's a crazy advertisement. It's just the idea alone, just the idea that there was like a pitch meeting. The guy's like, all right, guys, Trump is winning. We got to come up with something. Okay, do we have any policies? No policies. All right, how about just clips of Kamala looking competent? Okay, we don't have any of that. Okay, how about her doing some like every day, every woman, every man type shit, like Trump did with the McDonald's and the garbage truck. We got nothing. All right. Okay, what do we got left? Got abortion. We have abortion. That's it. That's all. We got abortion. Okay. We're pitching men though. We got to get the guys on board. We're losing it. We're losing guys. We don't have any guys voting for Kamala. We got to get some guys on board. The only issue we have is abortion. Go. And they're like thinking and like, and then someone's like, okay, how about just a guy? Guy is sad that he can't get an abortion. He just knocked up a girl and he can't get an abortion. And he's like super bummed out. And then it's like, vote for Kamala. Under a Trump regime, you wouldn't be able to knock this girl up and get an abortion. You'd have to be responsible for your actions under a Trump. No. Like, that's not going to appeal to guys. Guys they're not going to want that, okay? That's going to turn them off. All right, who next? Who's got another idea? Somebody, you. Okay, you. What about you? It's like, okay, this guy, he just raped someone. Okay, it's a rapist, post-rape, and then, wait, hold on, no. We can't pitch to rapists, okay? We don't want rapists voting for us. Even though they may be a sizable block, I don't think it's a good idea to make a commercial that's for rapists, okay? All right, how about you? Like, all right, how about a dad? Not incest, okay? It's not incest. Just to get that out, it's not incest. Okay, how about a dad? He's got a little girl. He's got his daughter. He loves his daughter. And he's looking at her and he's just like, what is the future going to be like for her? Oh my God, I'm so scared. I'm so scared. I saw like, there's like a cartoon. There's a political cartoon where there's a little girl and guys in the voting booth. And she's like, who are you voting for, daddy? And the dude's like, you. All right. It's like he's casting his vote for his daughter to secure her right to have an abortion later. To secure her right to murder her own child. To secure her right to just get nutted in by any guy she wants and just go to the doctor and just lickety split. To secure her right to have a post-birth or abortion, to kill her baby 3 months after she's had birth to it because it's a shitty baby. Just to secure that. Right? I mean, that's what, that's so it's like child sacrifice on one side, restoring democracy on the other. I mean, we're in the cartoonish levels at the end of the empire. Okay, this will hopefully, if we're around long enough, this will be like Caligula or some shit. Stories of Caligula, of the guy. I forgot what he did. Didn't he marry a horse or some shit, or a sister, or both, or that's what I'm talking about. It's like I think we're just too big. We're too big. Too big, maybe to fail, maybe not. All empires have fallen. Could we be the one that makes it? Just like all empires fell because of Afghanistan, but maybe we're the one, we made it. Fuck, dude, we left shit at Afghanistan. We just said, peace. Here's like $18 billion worth of stuff. Huh? See ya. Alexander the Great, did he do that? How great was Alexander? He didn't. How many billions of dollars of equipment did he leave behind? That's what I thought. Also, women, because they were so sad about Trump losing, they said, we're not going to have sex with you anymore. And I think this cartoon by Jim Bob is a great, follow Jim Bob, @by Jim Bob. He's cartoonist, Orthodox Christian, debator, right? But it's just like, fine, we're no longer having sex. Yes, says the Chad. That was the point, right? Maybe that might fix things. yeah, it's really just the war on humanity, right? You get divide and conquer. They gotta split us up one way: the left, right man, woman, black, white, Asian, Indian. I don't know. That's not really is that a dichotomy? They're just trying to find ways to always divide. I think there's like a sinister level to it, right? Divide and conquer, right? To sort of make us subservient to our own passions, right? And then, just look for order from somewhere. I mean, obviously, there's got to be some order because perhaps this is human nature, right? Just to naturally look for divisions. But they are exploited. That's the whole thing. They're exploited, and we fall for it regularly. It's for things like war, right? Things like mobilization of the state, things like that, but also things like advertising and marketing, right? Just to make a buck. And why not both, right? Why not the combination of both? It's just the marriage of advertising and the state, kind of like COVID. That's what COVID was. Oh, I'm going to get taken down. Man, I keep forgetting. Well, it doesn't matter. I've accepted that I won't be allowed on YouTube because of the misinformation, the medical misinformation that I keep. I guess I'll put this, is it a waste of time? I guess I'll put this up. I've been putting things up on Twitter, but I guess I'll try to put this up on my YouTube channel. Find me at Rojan Kim. And I keep getting taken down. I'm not even monetized and they take it down. I don't understand this is dangerous. The 3 people who watch this will be irrevocably harmed. That they will. All right. Some people think that maybe the regime accepted that Trump would win. That's why there weren't any shenanigans this time. That's why he got in so easily. And what's going to happen next is the war, big war. Maybe Israel versus Iran, or maybe just a big multipolar world, that World War III everybody's been talking about. Russia, the BRICS nations, basically, China, Russia, Iran, like the axis of resistance, right? They call themselves versus the NATO powers, right? It's kind of a liberal, it's like liberalism versus the traditional order, or multipolarism, unipolarism versus multipolarism, like nationalism versus globalism. You know what I mean? It's like the big fight, because it can't be over. Big fight's not over. I feel like it's begun. Maybe we're bottom of the third, top of the third, something like that. I don't think we're in the middle quite yet. I think we're at the beginnings of it. What do I know? But maybe it's over. Maybe it'll be over on January 20th. Maybe, hopefully, or maybe on January 6th, there'll be another January 6th from the other side. And we'll just make this a thing. We'll just make this like a national holiday. It's January 6th. Which state house will you storm on January 6th? It's just a tradition for everybody to gather at the Capitol or the capital of your state, or maybe even City Hall if you can't make it. Just storm it. Storm the place. It's an American tradition. Just get in there, just storm the place, pick up a podium, poop on a desk, whatever it is. Yeah, whatever it is that your family has done for generations, you should carry on that tradition. Carry on the torch. It's part of the American spirit to rush the Capitol, right, and scare the shit out of the people in there. They should be scared. Okay, they should be. Right? Isn't that in V for Vendetta? It's like the government should be afraid of its people, not the other way around. Yeah, that's right. Look at the people around you. Aren't you terrified? Wouldn't you be terrified? It's the way it's supposed to be, bitch. Yeah, maybe there's a coming war. And with Trump in office, it's an easier pill to swallow. If Kamala was in office, people would be like, no. Like, imagine her just trying to explain. So she's just like, we have to go to war, y'all. That would not fly, I feel like, with a lot of the country. So you need Trump up there who's just like, it's going to be tremendous. We're invading Iran. It's going to be tremendous. We're going to make, all right, it's going to be like 300. Have you seen 300? It's amazing. It's like, that was a terrible impression day. Terrible impression day. So maybe it's for the new war. Maybe that it gives a nice face to the new world order. I mean, that is what Musk tweeted. Elon Musk tweeted Novus Ordo Secularum, right? Secularum, which is Latin for New World Order, which then, of course, everybody who's into the New World Order conspiracy is just like, oh, wait, he's fighting the globalists, but maybe he is a globalist and he's fighting the. I mean, Elon Musk does have defense contracts. I would say he's hardly outside the system, and he's with the president of the United States. I wouldn't say he's outside this. This is the system. This is all part of it. Is the system inherently bad or evil? I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, I think systems, they're really just, they can be both, right? Systems can be evil and good. I don't think by nature, a system could be evil, I guess, unless it's a satanic system. I guess if you just by decree, you could be bad as a system, because if that's what you're into, then I think such systems are self-defeating. It's, how are you going to sustain that? That's just going to, I don't think they make it. So, but anyways, war's coming, I think. I mean, it doesn't seem like maybe we'll see. But if there is one, I mean, if there is a fourth turning-like event, that culminates in the clash of the rising and falling powers, that's just sort of the cycle, right? A change in the status quo, or just the way things, we're in the post-World War II American Empire. And that was after the British Empire, right? Sort of the ending of the British Empire. They kind of handed the torch to us, and the Brits really maybe lost in World War I. And the Brits, they pretty much took it from, I guess, the Spanish, right? Sir Francis Drake defeated the Spanish galleons when Spain was a declining power, Britain was a rising power, right? I think Spain took it from the Netherlands or something. It just, there's some video I saw, Ray Dalio video. You should check out this Ray Dalio video. It's, what's it called? This is great content right now. Looking something up for the people. I'm looking this up for you guys. Okay. This isn't for me. It is for me. Dalio. DDP or Empire, Assumption, Changing World Order. Check out this Changing World Order video. You should check it out. There's a 5-minute version if you don't want to watch the 43-minute version. Anyway, here's something I thought was funny.
You listening to me, Neo? Or were you looking at the dude in the red dress?
A dude?
Look again.
Cancel him!
Who is it?
That wasn't a woman?
No. It's another training program designed to teach you one thing.
Oh, man. Wait. Oh, sorry, guys. That was the end of the video. What? Maybe there's more than one video? All right. Oh, well, I guess. See, I was trying to share this guy's video because other people have been sharing this video. Other people have been sharing this video, but not the whole video. So, okay, here we go. I found the whole video.
OnlyFans model.
Damn, are you expensive?
The Matrix is a system, Neo.
Subscribe to my OnlyFans.
That system is full of degenerates. When you're inside, you look around, what do you see? Businessmen, teachers, lawyers, carpenters, the very minds of the people we are trying to save. But until we do, these people are still a part of the woke system, and that makes them our enemy. You have to understand, most of these people are not ready to pick up a biology textbook. And many of them are so inert, so hopelessly dependent on their pronouns that they will fight to protect it. Were you listening to me, Neo? Or were you looking at the dude in the red dress?
A dude?
Look again.
Cancel him!
Who is it?
That wasn't a woman?
No. It's another training program designed to teach you one thing. If you are not one of us, you might marry one of them.
What are they?
Transformers. They can move in and out of any gender, regardless of their chromosomes. That means that anyone coming out of the female bathroom is potentially a ladyboy. Inside the Matrix, they can identify as anything, but in reality, it's just delusion.
We have survived by hiding from them, by running from them. But they are at the Diddy parties. They are guarding all the doors while they are touching all the kids, which means that sooner or later, someone is going to have to fight them.
Someone.
I won't lie to you, Neo. Every single man or woman who has stood their ground, everyone who has fought this agenda got canceled. But where they have failed, you will succeed.
What?
I've seen an agent identify as a concrete wall. Men have emptied entire clips at them and hit nothing but air. Yet their strength and their speed are still based in a world that is built on rules. Because of that, they will never be as strong or as fast as you can be.
What are you trying to tell me? That I can dodge lawsuits?
No, Neo. If you identify as an innocent human being, you won't have to.
I identify as an innocent human being.
Yeah, check out this guy's channel, BGV Edits on YouTube. I just subscribed. That was great. That was like the Matrix, right? But with the tranny stuff put into it, AI has gotten to the point where I think it was a mixture of AI because it looked like he got Morpheus's mouth to sync up exactly to the dialogue, and then the dialogue sounds pretty good. And then of course there's multicolored hair everywhere, and the audio too, of course, great. That's not AI. I mean, the guy actually did stuff. I'm not saying the guy just used AI to make the video. I'm just trying to say it's incorporating some good AI stuff. It was funny. It was good. Again, we're in a post Tarantino world, right? Where it's like a derivative of a derivative. So that's like, it's like the Matrix, reloaded, right? Like it's the Matrix, right? You put on other things, so it's not the Matrix anymore. It's a separate thing, but it's using the Matrix in order to appeal to the thing it's trying to get across. Like we all get what the scene was in the Matrix. Like if you hadn't seen the Matrix and you just saw that, it wouldn't be. You'd kind of be like, oh, that's interesting. But it's only because you've seen the Matrix. Hopefully, you've seen the Matrix and you remember that scene with the guy in the blue, the guy. The dude in the red dress, right? You remember the scene? The dude in the red dress, and you're like, oh, that's it. That's why it's funny. So it's this loop of references. That's all we are now. It's just a loop of references, you see. So they constant. Maybe that's all we've ever been, but the references and the self-references were way less, right? Back in the day, there weren't all these images. All this media just being blasted at you, just like constantly just being pumped into you, all this information, just constant, just like imagine just bringing a caveman who used to just live in the woods, just in nature, for generations, and then you just take him, and stick him in front of like a whole bunch of TVs, or you just stick an iPad in front of the guy. He'll probably lose his mind at first, and then he'll just start swiping away, and he'll just get hooked on that thing, just like any baby would, right? He'll probably start dreaming about swiping and stuff. Like it's evil, man. I don't think it's evil. I think it's just preying on specific vulnerabilities of humans. Yeah, it's like the sweet tooth or fats or sugars. It's just built into us to just want it and crave it, right? That dopamine rush. Get that dopamine. It makes sense because it makes you want to do stuff, but then when all you want to do is just click on a screen or tap on something or watch things, it kind of takes away the whole point of the thing in itself. these are just some hacks, life hacks, right? Life hacks. That's why, I wonder for the future, once we are all hooked up online through our brains, once the AI has replaced most manual labor and most of the creative field, most fields in general, when you have real trouble distinguishing what's real, from what's fake, or what that even means anymore. The reduction of the outside world to nothing. Maybe the poorest of the poor will be out there, but thankfully your robot guards will guard them, and you'll be safely in your pod, connected online, working, your click job or whatever it is you're doing to get credits in order to keep the power on, and your intravenous tube fed, as long as you can get that stuff, then you'll be fine. And you can live out all your fantasies. You could travel the world, the universe, interdimensional, warps. Like, you could do whatever. You do whatever, man. It's just going to all be in your head, and it's just it's all in your head anyways, man. So what's the difference? What's the difference, man? You won't even need drugs. You won't need drugs because, it'll all be modulated inside. Your brain chemistry will just be modulated by the nanomachines. And I'm sure you can buy a patch or two to, let the endorphins kick in a little bit more than usual, or give yourself a little speed bump, right, from the adrenaline. I'm sure it's like drugs will just be a series of code, just some code you give the nanobots that give you a little, just a little tweak. And soon you can have a whole menu of them. You can have a whole menu of psychedelics, amphetamines, opiates, like benzodiazepines. What would you like? Alcohol. Like, what would you like? What would you like today? And you could beep, boop, 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 boop. You could just, that's me picking like 5 different drugs. Beep, beep, boop, boop, boop. Papa John. Give us some Papa John. Maybe we'd stop speaking altogether. I mean, it might become some form of telepathic. I mean, in some ways, we are telepathic now by texting, right? That's kind of like telepathy. Think of how crazy that is. The idea is like, oh, you could think of something to say to somebody, and they can just get it somewhere around the world, somewhere on the other side of the world. It'll just like, bloop, like it just, bloop, like, right? Like, imagine you're back in caveman days, and you just, these words just like words appeared to you, and you would probably create a religion. That's probably what you'd do, and you'd call it Islam. No, you'd call it Mormonism, and you'd call. All right. Well, yeah. So it's gonna be wild. It's gonna be wild. It's gonna be this crazy online world, that the sci-fi writers used to write about. That I guess everybody who is in technology now read and is like, hey, let's do this. This was cool. Let's do this. Have you read Snow Crash? Let's do this. Let's make a metaverse. Let's put everybody online. Your entire world's online. And now, the regular world doesn't matter anymore. It's pizza delivery and just online avatars, extensions of yourself online. What could go wrong? What could go wrong? Transhumanism, what could go wrong? Right? You get people to say that your gender doesn't matter just by declaring otherwise. And then that could mean that your own humanity doesn't matter just by declaring otherwise. It's the last bastion of identifiable category, right? People are categorizing themselves and grouping together, and we don't want them to identify with anything. You just smash all those boundaries so that you can be identified with the Starlink Corporation or the state or whoever, the internet. You're part of us now. I probably sound like a crazy person. I probably sound crazy, right? Could be possible in 10 years that someone is getting this beam directly into their brain, like while they're trying to sleep. And for that, I apologize. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if this is used in some kind of torture chamber. Like there's some kind of, it could be me. I mean, I could get kidnapped one day and they'll have me in a basement and just play this episode to torture me with over and over. Just keep playing it over and over until my mind breaks. And for that, I'm sorry. I'm apologizing to me. Sorry, man. Sorry you have to listen to this. Though this does mean you're at the end of this part, so they're going to loop it again. So hopefully by that time you'll probably be able to say this back verbatim because you are the one who said this in the first place. So in a way, this is your fault. In a way, this is your fault. That's the message. I just want to thank you all for... Oh, wait, is this... where's my... Thank you very much for listening to the Rojan Kim Guest. Please follow me on Twitter, formerly X, or X, formerly Twitter, whatever, at Rojan Kim, ROGKIM. That's it. That's all I have. Look for me there. I'm going to put this episode there. Go on Spotify, YouTube also, if they don't take me down, right? Which they might. But anyways, thank you for listening, and until next time.